This is Dr. Anthony Chang from AI Med. I'm so excited this afternoon to have two very special guests, Leanne and Olivia. Leanne is from iCAN, and I'm going to let her tell our audience what iCAN is. I'm a huge fan of iCAN and privileged to be a special guest speaker at their meeting this year. Leanne?
Thank you, Anthony. I'm Leanne West, and I am the president of the International Children's Advisory Network. And we are a group that really helps promote the voice of the patient in healthcare. We have 27 chapters around the world, and we also have one virtual chapter. It's new, so that any child can join and be I can. It's free to join, and it really, everything we do really focuses around the youth that are a part of iCAN.
So you brought with you a special guest, Olivia, and Olivia is a member of iCAN and actually was telling me about a techno-fail today. So tell us about what happened this morning, and it's an important lesson for technology to be in sync with humans, right? So Olivia?
Hi, my name is Olivia. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Michigan. I have type 1 diabetes, which is an autoimmune condition. And I'm currently wearing an insulin pump that is hooked up to my body through a little tube that goes to my skin. And I also wear a continuous glucose monitor, which has a sensor, which is also in my skin, and that reads to my cell phone and my insulin pump and also my parents' phone. And this morning I had signal loss between the Bluetooth that connects my phone and the sensor in my skin. And it failed this morning, so we had no readings and no data to show what my blood sugar was this morning. And it brought my blood sugar up pretty high, because that's when you don't know what your blood sugar is, you have to go to finger pricking. And so we didn't know what my blood sugar was because of the signal loss, and I got really sick because of it, but we were able to get it all back with a new change and a new transmitter, because the transmitter failed, and got it all fixed.
Now, how long did it take for you to recover from getting it all back to baseline?
It took about 4 hours this morning.
A long time.
It had developed over the night while I was sleeping. We didn't really realize it until the morning. And when your blood sugar gets too high, you start to build ketones, which can be really sick, and that's what happened to me.
Now, you're a user of this technology, and that sounds like it has some artificial intelligence embedded in it. So if you were to design this, how would you do it differently, or what would you recommend to people that actually build this device for you?
I would work on the Bluetooth connection.
Okay.
Because I know that it could have been part of the weather that we've had here too. We've had really rainy, stormy weather today. So
yeah.
But another thing is, when I am sleeping, I happen to lay sometimes on my area on my arm where my site is, and sometimes that can cause a delay or a disruption within the system itself. So it can be difficult to kind of like find an area on my body where my sensor will still read but not get in the way of everyday life. So
Leanne, you have a meeting coming up. Tell us about what your theme is and what you're going to focus on, and help our listeners can join in.
Yes, so we have our annual conference coming up. It is July 13th through 17th. It will be virtual this year. We'll be back in France next year, so we're looking forward to that too. We always focus on youth health and making their voices heard. So we have a lot of industry partners who are going to be there with us to talk to our kids and have some interactions with our kids. We are very honored that you are going to be our keynote speaker on that Monday, and you're going to be talking about AI in medicine. I think that that's going to be really exciting for our kids, especially ones like Olivia who actually use the monitors. But we're really excited about it. We're going to have a couple of days dedicated to rare disease as well. So I think it's going to be really fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to the day that we don't talk about AI in medicine anymore, because Olivia, as you grow up, it'll just be every part of your medical care that it will be kind of embedded and silent and in the background. So we work really, really hard to accomplish that for you and your generation. So we're very excited. And again, we'll have an AI Med program entirely dedicated to children and young adults coming up later this year. So very, very excited. And we'll probably have you back for that meeting. So thank you, Leanne, and thank you, Olivia, for spending time with us today.
Thank you so much.